Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Circle of the World podcast, where we discuss Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I am one of your hosts, Laura Chamberlain Jeffrey, and here are my co-hosts,
Archlector George,
and Harrison, the Adeptus Historical.
We continue our coverage of the Age of Madness trilogy with A Little Hatred, and we cover surprises and The Lion and the Wolf. So, let's get started. As I said to you last week, folks, by the time you listen to this, we are recording this episode we recorded this episode right after the previous one, so my voice is still shot. So sorry about that. I'm gonna have to just put up with it for the time being. But luckily, I have two beautiful guest hosts, co-hosts, that just
Jeffrey.
They just help me out so much. But as you know, goddammit, we have to thank you all for your continued support. Even though we're recording 2 weeks in advance, I'm going to assume that our viewership and listenership has just been climbing the ranks of the record books and all that, right, George?
Yeah, it's a very short record book, but yes.
Wow. Fuck us, man. Jesus Christ.
You got to be realistic about these things, Jeffrey.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, we do want to, just thank you, and please don't forget to either comment on the episodes if you want to leave a comment on any of your podcasts that you use, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever you use on YouTube. Our episodes get uploaded automatically to YouTube as well. And please send us emails because we love to read anybody that emails us or DMs us on Instagram. We won't send dick pics though. Sorry. And join the Discord. Join the Discord if you want. It's been growing, which is pretty cool to see. We've got a bunch of different channels in there now and everything. So that's always lovely. And, we do want to expand the YouTube channel in terms of like videos and stuff. It'll happen. It'll get there at some point in time.
I think we're just...
Listen, I want to do it. I just don't have my life figured out right now.
I don't think anybody does ever.
No, I don't know. We're, we have done the podcast. We have gone through a lot of personal changes and a lot of personal growth, and it's fucking hard to do extra shit, to be honest. So we got a lot of other things going on. But, we just got to read guys, and I'm sorry that we can't do more, to be honest. We really are. It's just right now, it just isn't viable, really. So we got to reorient the way I kind of do things. Harrison, he has a family, so that's like important, I guess. Whatever, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But maybe me and George will take over. What was that one video you were supposed to do, Harrison?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was a video you were supposed to do.
A follow-up to your battle of...
yes, definitely.
So maybe me and George will just take that over.
No balls.
No balls. Fuck.
We'll get an AI to do it, maybe.
No.
No, definitely not.
No. The fuck. Anyway, with that, we just wanted to say again, we appreciate your support. It really does mean a lot. And with the community interaction segment, God damn it, sign up for the Meming Every Chapter Little Hatred version, please. Get up in there. House of the Meme Maker subreddit. Sir Spaceman's running it. Too many chapters are left unclaimed. Claim your prize now. I thought George was gonna say something.
No, for the listeners, Jeff gave a very manly fist wave in the air.
shaking my hand at my fist at the heavens.
But yeah, just get involved as always.
Just get in the fucking Reddit, please, for fuck's sake. With that, we're going to just jump right into our first chapter read through, which is surprises, and this is kind of like Rika's perspective, kind of like she's out here and she's like living her life. She's just a girl, and
she's just a girl.
She's just drinking at this nice little feast in a barn because, like, why wouldn't it be in a barn?
Getting white girl drunk in the barn.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
actually, guys, you both may be unfamiliar with this, but Rika is through and through a country girl. Okay, she is absolutely a country girl, and she is in fact getting
I
country
apologize.
girl drunk. She's
I
getting country
apologize.
girl drunk.
I will
But
fix this. I will
I
fix
love
this.
this. I love that the first line is like, it's her is like, "You're drunk," and she's like, "I am drunk." You're damn right. How relatable.
Yeah.
She ain't like as we'll see in the future. She is not like Sabine, like, "Oh, what if they see me wrong? Appearances matter." Ricker's like, "I don't give a fuck.
Mhm,
I'm
that's true.
classy. I had a rough time in the wilderness. I'm having a good old time." That's great.
That's true. And you're right, Harrison. Country girl, right? So more is like, I am drunk. I am lovable. That's what I said. Fish. I said shush. Might be colder. Sorry. So instead of Valley white girl, she's now a Southerner. Sorry, folks. Rick is a Southerner. Ricky.
Always has
Ricky.
been.
Ricky's better in that accent anyway.
And so
Carol, Ricky.
now Ricky. So basically what's going on in this chapter is first things first, they're having a feast, the Northmen and the feast and the festa, and it's with the Northmen, the Dogman's Northmen, and the Englanders, Finry, Leo, and Leo's Cox, and so basically they're just here to celebrate just to celebrate themselves, just to celebrate who they are. And the Dogman gives a speech, and this is honestly the first time we've seen a Dogman.
It is actually. We heard that he was alive. He is old as shit.
Hey, no ageism here.
He's about the same age as Logan was, right? And we know it's been at least 28 years, and he's roughly, that was from about 35. So he's at least 60, possibly up to 70, depending on how you want to garner it. And though he's in his, I would say he's mid 60s, average. So he is but he's not lived like, he's not the fucking Queen of England where 60 is the new 40. He's still the North. Old as shit.
Well, he isn't like King Theoden when Saruman the White was infecting his mind. Like, not that old. He's more like he's more like King Theoden.
He's still fit and trim.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit crooked. Just a little crooked.
Yeah, he's a little crooked. He's a little too thin. He's a little too wrinkly.
Yeah. And so he's giving a toast out, just talking about the men that they lost and the things that they lost, but basically they're going to regain it. And Rick is out here like, I'd like to raise a cup myself to all you sorry bastards who are so hopelessly lost, but thanks to the tender guidance of Isserny Fail, we're able to find your way back to me.
Which honestly is great. It's hilarious. It's a hilarious little thing she says. It shows her charisma with like a group of men, right? Like she gets their humor and she understands. She understands their vibe. She's grown up with all these old men doting upon her, as his Cernfels says. Yeah. So I think this is a good little mark towards that.
Yeah, because we have. Because there are all these other men too that we'll talk about later, but they're ad-libbing along Dogman's speech and as well to what Ricka says. And then after that's done, the Dogman and Ricky, they have a nice like little heart to heart, but Ricky's like drunk. So
I like this right before they have the little heart to heart. Right, he gives a speech. I've been loyal to my allies, and now my daughters come back to me, and he's getting all emotional. Some sorrows. I count myself lucky, and everyone's like, yeah, and he says just to Ricka, luckier than I deserve, I reckon. And that's the most like Dogman thing ever. He's at this point, Dogman is probably the best man in the circle of the world. Probably. I mean, like he is he's impacted so many people while also not letting it be in a negative way. It's not corrupting. He's just a good motherfucker. And oh man.
And you know what? I like the parallel there, or maybe it's not a parallel, maybe it's a comparison. But like he says that more than once. But I think here we see it again, where he says what you said, Harrison, the luckier than I deserve. That's a very familiar sentiment that like Logan would say, and he would say, when he talks about the things that the bad things that happen to him, which he knows it's all his fault. He goes, "I deserved, no, I deserved worse, right, or better than I deserved." And we're seeing Dogman kind of have that same sentiment, but I mean, two completely different people, right? I mean, with Logan, awful things. Dogman, not. He was a good leader for the Ufrith Northmen.
Yeah, it's kind of like he is actually. This sentiment that we have about Logan, that we all, that Logan is, he's not as bad as him again. When you first read the series, is who Dogman actually is. Yeah. And I think that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything you want to add about like the Dogman and Ricky's like conversation here?
No, I just think it's lovely. It's wonderful. I mean, obviously, Dogman was one of the beloved characters from the first trilogy, and this is the first time we've seen him since the end of Last Argument of Kings, if I'm not.
Yeah. No, the heroes.
Oh, no, we started with the heroes, didn't we, as well?
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just a lovely bit of growth, and we love that somebody is standing up for what's actually right and what is right for his people rather than his own interests.
Right. And we obviously, he walks away to, I guess, the party or whatever, and Ricky is obviously concerned about how he looks older now, like a proper old man.
He walks away, but like he said, the sentiment he has towards her is a little bit different. Like it's not different. I think that's the thing that makes Dogman so special, is that like he loves his daughter, but like he genuinely, I think he just fucking loves everybody. He has this understanding that everybody is just a person. He's got that wisdom to him now. And, he says to her, "You're all the good I've done." And that's a very kind, sweet line. I don't know about you guys, but I get this, between the last chapter being about a young kid dying in some horrible industrial accident, and then vice versa, showing the Dogman, a character who we're very familiar with, who has only become a better person, one of the few, and to see him getting old and him just being all sentimental with his daughter. And Rika's like the audience, honestly. She's like, "Oh, I don't want him to know that I'm also emotional about this." She's like, "What are you talking about? You're so silly, fucking you old dog, you."
And so real as well. I always get that way with older people when they start to get sensible. Don't be silly, It's just a very real.
It's like you don't want them to accept the fact that they've gotten to the point that they're at, so you're not gonna allow them to have it. You're like, "Nope, you old, you young person, you."
And it's also probably a case of self-denial as well. Like you don't want to admit that they're at that age, because then obviously it's like self-reflection and the future and everything. And also, Ricky's just Ricky. And she sees Shivers too as Dogman walks away. Shivers just chilling, sitting down by himself, because everyone still gives him a wide berth. She is like, "Hey, Shivers," and slaps him on the shoulder, and he's like, "Jesus Christ, why were you never scared of me?" And she says that, he was never that scary. It's just that she always found his eye sort of pretty and shiny, but he's still in there.
Damn.
Like that, you always just looked lost. Like you lost yourself and didn't know where to look. And apparently, to her point of view, he looked as shocked as if she slapped him, and there was a gleam of damp in his real eye, or maybe it was just her own sight that was smeary.
Shivers.
I think
this is what Shivers deserves. This whole development, we know that he's close with Ricker, and that moment there, I feel like validates his entire story arc. He's just so lost.
He is. Yeah, I mean, like, he's somebody who always wanted to do the right thing, but had literally no example of that. And because of that, he just went down a dark path, even though all he had to do was just be true to himself. And I think that's what makes Rika's and his relationship so special, is the fact that all Shivers I was just saying that Shivers, all he needed this whole time is that all he needed was somebody to actually see him for who he was. He needs somebody to believe in him. And I think that's what makes like Rigga and his relationship special, is because she saw that even as a baby. She just saw him for who he was. Innocent. And I mean, there's a certain beauty with that, like with how children are and how they view people, but also like in terms of their actual relationship as she got older. She just saw him as Shivers. And that's all he ever needed. He was, if you think about it, Shivers was always alone. He was somebody who was a good person who wanted to be good and do good. But the truth is that being alone is very, very, very fucking difficult. So I think that's so special that all she had to do was just see him for who he was, and that gave him the boost of confidence to just, I wouldn't say be a nice guy because he still Shivers, but to be true to who he is, which is somebody who wants to relatively speaking on the spectrum to do good. And I think that's really, really beautiful. And Shivers, for the first time, is like actually gets teary-eyed here, like he's like, so infatuated by the fact that she just sees him. And I think that's so special. This chapter fucks me up, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but and they don't have like, it's a very brief interaction, but obviously later on in the book we'll see like their relationship, right? We'll see how it is like fleshed out and everything, which is nice. And I mean, really, what happens here in this chapter is also what we see here in this chapter is also that
Rick or Leo, fuck.
Yeah, because Ricky,
that's the whole second half of this chapter.
That's basically what it is. Like Finri is there. She's admonishing Leo for something. She walks away, and Ricky goes over there and talks to him, and they flirt.
He's like, "Hey, you want to fuck?" And he's like, "I'm not particularly super into women, but I'm pretty drunk, and I do kind of like you. Yeah, I like your personality." That's so. I will say we kind of talked about it a little bit before the podcast started. We want to hear from you all. Is Leo bi?
Wait, we don't even get that question about that stuff until the next chapter.
I mean,
I think we do here. We definitely.
No, we don't.
Well, he's like, just go. He definitely goes. Like he doesn't know. Like he doesn't like boobs that much. He just didn't understand it. But his mates all talked about it.
That's the next chapter.
That's in this chapter.
No. Jeffrey is right. It is in the next chapter because he wakes up in the morning. But I will say,
I'm telling you, yes, just wait.
I will say,
just save this
that, like,
to the next chapter.
Yeah, sure, but also, I don't know. I still pose the question. Audience, we have some disagreement in our Discord, which is understandable because Joe writes nuanced characters. I personally think that he is bi, but he's got a very complicated mommy issue relationship with women, which make things kind of weird. And on top of that, he's also got this weird thing with approval. Like he talks about all of Ricka's personality here soon too. So like, and that's what makes him more into her. So he also has some kind of actual connection that is needed, I think, as well to actually get it up. I don't know.
I like it from Ricka's perspective as well. And obviously she's just come out of a very hard situation and it's a celebration and she's drunk and she's just met up with Leo. She's just seen for the first time and obviously he's a very handsome man. So it's like I can understand it for the other side as well, where these characters, they've just been through things on their own and now are coming together in those situations caused them to have this reaction, which is great. And I like this. I do feel like this, especially the sex stuff in the last half of the chapter, is just a little bit superfluous, just a little bit. I preferred it the way that Joe did it back in like the first trilogy, when it was very short and awkward and it was over. Just like real life.
It is.
But what I do like though, because we don't really like, they kind of start to fuck and then he ends the chapter. But in the meantime, while Ricky drags Leo to the barn or whatever to a different barn to bang, on the way out, they pass by Shivers and Isser and they fail. And Isser has like her leg raised up on a chair and she's like, look at this. That's not a knife. This is a knife, right? That kind of thing with her leg. And he's like, oh, and she goes, the other leg is even better. And Shivers is like, you don't say, huh? And she goes, I do. And as for what's betwixt the two, I was like, oh, it's starting to spin the moves on Shivers. Oh, shit. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Ricky takes Leo to the barn, and she basically bangs his brains out.
Yeah, I mean, it is superfluous, but I do think that it is the awkward. Joe does still do the awkwardness. Like, she's trying to get her fucking trousers off. She can't get it off her legs, and there's this cute interaction. I think it's endearing because she's like trying to get his belt buckle off, and she's like, "Where the fuck is your buckle?" He's like, "Where it normally is." And then later, he's trying to fucking find the sweet spot. He's trying to find that clit, dog. And he's like, "Where the fuck is it?" And she goes, "The same spot it normally is." And I don't know. I think it's pretty cute, honestly. I've never been bothered by it. I think it's cute. It's a little superfluous, but they
I feel like
sense, right?
The way that the romances work in this series is obviously in the trilogy, especially, is very it's going to mean more later. But I just think it's just too much,
Yeah,
that's my opinion. But
the good thing here is that they're not related. That's good. So
that's true.
Oh shit, they do as well. Like for Leo's character, he is somebody who is, he's like, oh my, this girl who I kind of like earlier on, and now she's like kind of hot, sweet. And then Rick is like, hey, this guy who I liked earlier, it's like it's like meeting somebody from middle school who you were like, hey, I kind of found this person attractive, and what do you know? Here we are. So I don't mind it very much.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, what do you guys rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 9 because I really, really, really like the Dogman stuff in this, and I really like the Shiver stuff, and I think Rika's characters, like her charisma, really shines here. We're getting to see how other people see her, why people like her, because she cuts through the noise. She's very personable, and I think it's a good showing of her character in that way.
George?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. The same reasons. Like, it is a very good Rika chapter for the character, and she's obviously letting go, like Savine in the previous chapter, like for the first time, and that we've seen in a situation where she's not being hunted or anything. This is a good release, so it's interesting development. So yeah, I'll give it a 6.5.
I will give it a 5. It's all right. I like it. It's a good chapter. We see Rika's character or personality shine. We see that. The Dogman is what I really like. I look forward to reading this, and then it's literally just her and Leo bang. So it's like, all right. And a little bit of comedy relief with Shivers and Isern, and then we see obviously before that Shivers. I wanted a bit more dialogue with Shivers and Ricky. Just a bit more, because she says the part, and it's nice. He doesn't really say anything. He just gets a little teary-eyed, and that's it. And
I think that Shivers is the most slow burn character in the entire world of First Law. He literally takes 30 years to get to this point.
Sure, so, fine. But I'm just saying, but in terms of in terms of my rating, that's why so I'll give it a 5. 5 out of 9 fingers. So we'll move on to our next segment, which is our best meme of the week. Georgia Boy, that's you. Take it away.
So this week we have Taco Tuesdays.
Ooh,
hey!
Member on the Discord as well, and past guests. And we've got another memeing every chapter as well, which is for sore spots. And it's just the cover of A Little Hatred. I think it's the American version. And it's, instead of a little hatred, it's a little incest.
Oh shit!
Which, yeah, so, to be fair, it could be the title of this book.
It could be. Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one, and that's Taco Tuesday. You said?
Taco Tuesday. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Taco Tuesdays. And again, folks, sign up for the meming every chapter, and you could be the lucky winner of the week. Get up in there. So with that, we'll move on to the second chapter read through, which is The Lion, the Wolf. And this is a quick one, folks, because now it's Leo's perspective, and it's, the morning after post-coital snuggles, we could say. And this is the part where, ladies and gentlemen, as Harrison asked earlier, what do you think? Is Leo bi, or is he is he straight on gay? Is he pan? Is he whatever? I don't know. But this is where he talks about how men make sense now. He's never been comfortable about women. Men made sense with the slapped backs and firm shakes and blunt talk and wrestling. I bet the wrestling really makes sense to you, buddy. Right. And he goes, and tits. He never really understood about tits and how men talked a lot about tits. So Leo did too. Nudge in the ribs. Look at the cargo she's carrying. But if he's really honest, he didn't really understand the appeal. Tits were just there. And okay. I like how is not really doing like a whole like line by line read through, but I do like this part where he goes, he'd get the job done in bed, of course. He'd lead the bloody charge. No problems in that department, never the fear.
Yeah, never problems in that department.
So, and he picked up his clothes and he was thinking about like leaving, but apparently he looks back at Ricky who's like sleeping and he's like, you know what, this is actually nice.
Which is good. I think it's very it's a good point to Leo that like he does some pretty fucked up shit, but like at the end of the day, he is still like a 20-year-old kid, and he in this moment is just like, instead of being like, oh, and it's also a subversion of the typical like, Joe doesn't fuck around with the added tension for no reason. There's a term for that. I forgot what it's called. But he doesn't do that. That would be like the "why'd you leave" bullshit. Instead, he goes, you know what? This is nice. I do like Rika. I'm just gonna hang out, because normally he would leave if it was a woman, presumably. And then Rika goes, oh, so you're not leaving then, which is also a subversion, because she knew that he may leave and was not going to probably be offended by it, because that's who Rika is. She'd been like, whatever. Who cares? I had a good time.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. And they even they're like about to get frisky again, morning sex. Ooh, la la la.
To be young.
What, you don't like morning sex, Harrison?
I'm saying that it's easier to do, and then not the first night you sleep with somebody than it is after you've been with somebody for a long time.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I'm a proponent. But anyway.
I'm pro morning sex.
Okay, all right, if you say so. And so then in the midst of this, Rick has a episode. A seizure, you could call it. And right before she fully before the seizure fully takes her, she tells him to get Isern. So then she bites down the dowel and she starts having the seizure. Leo runs, grabs Isern, comes back, and Isern's like, holy shit, she knows what to do here at this point. And basically kind of soothes Ricky down from the seizure. And this is go ahead.
He runs out, and I like how he's basically grabs around. Props to Leo. He takes one second to be like, what? What are you talking about? Then he goes and gets Isern. And Isern, I think this chapter is very special, like from an Isern perspective, or at least looking at Isern, because she gets up, she's got her little bum leg, she hops over there, and she cradles her like she's her baby. And she's just like, shushing her and holding her, for how hard she is on her. As Leo even says, he's like, she's so, she seems such a hard person, but she's holding her and being so sweet to her. And I think that's really cute.
Yeah.
Really kind.
Very, a gentle side to Isern.
Especially because we've already seen this from Rika's perspective several times. And obviously we only see when she wakes up and then Isern gets tough again.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's my bitch. All right, put your clothes on.
Yeah. So it's lovely. It's lovely to see it from that perspective.
Yeah. So then, Isern asks Ricky what she see, with the long eye. And Ricky says, I saw a bald weaver with a purse that never emptied. I saw an old woman whose head was stitched together with golden wire. I saw a lion and a wolf fight in a circle of blood. They fought tooth and claw.
Oh my God, Jeffrey.
And the wolf had the best of it. The wolf had the best of it, but the lion was the winner. The lion was the winner.
Very good.
You guys said she's country, so she's country. Sorry.
I mean, I agree. I'm totally in agreement on that.
Remember, we're not doing this whole England has a monopoly on the accents. No.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's lovely.
Yeah, good. So, and then Leo, he's just like, am I the lion?
I love that. I love that he's like, oh my God, she's having a fit. She's having a fit. She wakes up. He goes, holy shit, the long eye's real. Am I the lion? And he like, Isern is like, get the fuck out of here.
In his defense, Ricky is staring right at him when she says, it's the wolf and the lion. And obviously, Star Wars known as the wolf, the great wolf, the night wolf, the what the fuck?
Yes, he is. Night wolf.
Forget what the fuck he is.
He is the wolf, yes.
And then obviously Leo's a young lion. So obviously, there you go. And he keeps asking, am I the lion? And she's like, ass maybe. And she slams the door in his face. Isern does. That's the end of that chapter, boys. How do you rate it?
It's funny. It's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very sweet, like you said, Harrison, with the interaction between Ricker and Isern. And we get a bit of Leo's mentality as well. And it's very short, but I think they'd all tie together quite nicely. I reckon I'll give it a 5.5.
I'm going to give it a 5. I think that it is done really well. Like I said, it's very endearing to these young people. Getting along very well. Like, it's very genuine. Like, they really do get along very well, and they care for each other. And seeing Isern is very awesome. And then, like, her little thing, right? This particular prediction made people go, obviously, Baez is the Weaver. And Joe, you dirty dog. You got so many people with that. It's true. A bald bastard, Baez, is a Weaver. He's got endless pockets. But he's not the Weaver. He did get us on a little tiny, what do you call that?
What are you saying? Is Glock
Technicality. Yeah. So people may be annoyed by that, but to be honest, at this point, what?
I don't think Glock is bald.
No, I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying. Is a bald Weaver with endless pockets is Baez.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Right. Oh, because of the Weaver, the I gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah. You're good. Yeah. So, and people may be like, "Oh my God, that's so annoying. Why would he do that?" But the truth is Joe's no stupid idiot. He knows people reading this book are going to be onto him. He can't lay it out there in the open anymore. He's got to subvert his subversions. So I think that is clever and it's not false. And I love like Leo saying, "Am I the lion?" Relatable. Him saying it again. Oh dear.
Oh boy. I'll give it a. I was gonna give it a 4 and a knuckle, but I'll give it a 5 because it's short, but also like with the prophecy of the long eye and the comedy aspect right here. Am I the lion? And everything. So I'll give it a 5, but it's a pretty short chapter, pretty straight to it. And then obviously we get that insight into Leo in terms of like how he views his dynamic with women as opposed to his dynamic with men. So, and obviously just laying the groundwork for the upcoming, chapters and books and everything. So we'll give that to that. And let's move on to our final segment, which is our character spot. Boys, who will we shining a spotlight on?
The Dogmen.
the dog men.
The dog man's men.
Yeah, the dudes that are ad-libbing throughout the dog man speech. We'll give you a couple instances. So far, the bastards we got was not but brambles anyway. When Dogman talked about his garden had been trampled, somebody else said that hall smelled a dog. What else?
I think it's good, isn't it? You know, there's a really good camaraderie in that whole. You know, they're all like actually bonded over a purpose rather than just going, "We're gonna go and kill these people," which is what a lot of these fucking fights are about. So it's nice to see Northmen actually getting into a place where they can fight for something that they actually believe in. You know,
yeah. Do you
not that they're all good, because we find out later that a few of them are a bit rotten, but you know,
right. And so I was going to ask you. So do you think in the Uthrith North, right, that part, the Protectorate, you know, with the Dogman being the chieftain there and everything, do you think society has progressed a little bit more?
I feel like it's the first time that there's been a long length of peace, at least for that part of the North, the part that was a protectorate. You know, it's been peaceful for 20 years since Osrong, right?
About 20 years. Yeah, that's a long time.
So it's been long enough that people have started to go, oh yeah, it might be nice actually not killing each other all the time. And they're willing to actually fight for that instead of, you know, just going out and getting loot or land or whatever. Whereas, as we've seen from the rest of the North with Star Nightfall, all of those guys are all, yeah, let's go fucking kill, because fuck it, why not? Let's burn this house down and watch it burn for no reason at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said about the Northmen that are following the Dogman. Like, they all seem to know him personally. And that's pretty cool, because that's like a super rarity. I mean, there's not as many of them, right? Like, we know that during the battle, I would say there's at least 500 of them, if not 1,000 of them. Like, it's enough to make a difference, but like not enough to like be crazy. We also know too that a lot of them, like, those are their warriors, but a lot of their people are not like fighters. Like you said, George, there's 20 years of peace. A lot of them probably fled Calder's reign up in the further north because, you know, they knew who the Dogman was, his reputation. They knew he'd bring peace and prosperity and all of that. And I don't know. There's something different about these Northmen. I feel like these Northmen, they're not like turning into men of the Union or something. You know, they're not like, oh, we're all about capitalism now or some shit. But like you said, like I would actually, Jeff, to answer your question, I think they have changed, and these men have, because they've had peace, but they've also had leadership, and I think that's represented in how they act and why they stand for who they stand. Because even later on, all these people who seem a little bit more sus and, you know, they're like, maybe we should join Black Calder or maybe we should join the Union or whatever. They all stood with the Dogman. And so I think it's all credit to the Dogman. It's like he's the rarity of what a good leader can be and how many people it can bring together. So credit to him. To the Dogman.
The Dogman.
To the Dogmen.
Oh!
Love it. Well, to the Dogman, we kind of know ye. Maybe. We'll see. That's our show, everyone. We want to thank you all for listening and supporting this podcast. As you know, this is a passion project for the three of us, and your support means oh so much.
Join us next week as we do something. It may be chapters, or it may be a special episode. You'll have to wait and see.
And make sure you follow us on all the social media or shoot us an email at circletheworldpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast from. And please make sure to rate and review us. Thank you all again for listening. Am I the lion?